We live in a time when social media dominates the world. Just about anything can now be shared through these platforms. But when everything is easily shared online, how hard is it to distinguish the genuine from the sham? Who is putting up a facade and who is being real? In today's video, we'll be sharing with you how to spot a fake rich person and identify an actual rich person. But before we proceed to that, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you'll be updated whenever we upload other content like this. This video is divided into two parts. The first section will discuss the 5 signs of fake rich. The second part will discuss the 5 signs of true rich. Let's get this party started. Sign number 1. They talk about money a lot. What a person is most likely to talk about is what's on their mind. When a fake rich person enters a conversation, it can be very annoying. Their lives revolve solely around the concept of money, as if that is all there is. Wealthy people rarely talk about money, whereas fake rich people are always eager to brag about their financial successes, even if you don't ask. Apart from money, they can't stop talking about the general price of things and how the economy is doing so poorly. They will make a fuss about how things have suddenly become more expensive. But when you watch them closely, you will notice that they continue to spend irresponsibly. Number 2, a constant need for validation. Worrying about what other people think of them is something fake rich can't stop doing. They're constantly in need of validation. Everything revolves around impressing people they deem socially inferior to them. They devote more time and energy to appearing successful rather than putting in the hard work required to be successful. The wealthy class is unconcerned about what others have to say about them. There's no need to brag on social media when you're with them. The truth is that if you're making money and are content with yourself, there's no need to tell the rest of the world. Number 3, they use complex titles for their job position. As amusing as it may sound, a fake rich individual tends to use complicated titles for the position they hold in a company. Imagine you're having a conversation with someone and asking what they do for a living, and they tell you they're the director of first impressions in a company, rather than simply saying, "I am a receptionist." This is mostly done to seem so sophisticated. Some even add the title CEO to their titles, even if all they are in charge of is a small to medium-sized business. They're always preoccupied with coming up with a complicated title for the job they do, rather than focusing on the job itself to earn the deserved promotions. Whereas the wealthy are known to value hard work over sugarcoating it. Number 4, they always want to talk about themselves. This is also a means of distinguishing between the real and the fake rich. Fake rich people are quick to enter conversations to which they are not usually invited. This is a good way of identifying people who are insecure about what they make. You can easily spot this if you watch them whenever they're around anyone successful in any way. The fake rich always wants the conversation to be about them. Wealthy people want to know a little bit about everything. They want to ask important questions, and they are always interested to hear about other people's journeys and passions. Number 5, they always brag about the plans they have. The fake rich always wants everyone in the room to know about their incredible plans, which are guaranteed to bring in millions of dollars. Simply put, the likelihood of a fake rich person carrying out their ideas, even if they are good ones, is extremely low. This is primarily due to a lack of self-control. The term fake rich perfectly describes someone who is all talk and no action. Every other time, they have a multi-million-dollar plan or idea. The actual wealthy, on the other hand, are hyper-focused on the future and are ecstatic about what it has to offer. They understand that every great plan takes at least a few years to reap its benefits, not just a few months. Hopefully you're gaining some usable wisdom so far. If you are, make sure to hit the subscribe button and notification bell. That way, you'll be updated on our latest uploads. Now, let's continue with part 2, signs of the actual rich. Number 1, the rich are not outgoing. One of the characteristics that distinguish the truly rich is that they are not outgoing in any way, and they have nothing to prove. So why are they staring us down? Rich people do not want to be the center of attention, and as a result, they are more difficult to notice. They haven't gotten over it based on their actions. A wealthy person would not approach you in a public place to speak with you. He's not the guy handing out business cards to everyone in the room. He isn't the guy who is making the rounds, nor is he the loudest person in the room. Rich people don't have a to-do list or a meet and greet agenda. They may be perceived as rude because of their demeanor, but wealthy people are among the humblest people you will ever meet. And you can bet they're not going to try to fit in with a schedule. Number 2, they do not wear flashy clothes. Countless people believe that every wealthy person is defined by the fancy clothes and accessories they own. No, the rich are very humble, and while they do own some expensive clothes for special occasions, you'll most likely find them wearing everyday clothes. They're unpretentious people who don't try to impress anyone. Even Mark Zuckerberg, the owner of Facebook, is well known for his gray t-shirts. This concept of casual dressing demonstrates that the wealthy are not particularly concerned with setting fashion trends. But if you closely observe the wealthy, you will notice that there is always quality in what they choose to wear. Pay close attention and you'll notice the sophistication, comfort, and proper fit of their clothing. The flashy designer logos aren't visible, and they prefer darker colors. Number 3, the rich only hang out with people who force them to level up. The wealthy do not dominate the conversation, nor do they seek to be the center of attention. You've probably heard the expression, if you're the smartest person in the room, you're probably in the wrong room. Well, rich people are all about seeking out those who are smarter than them, people from whom they can easily learn. As previously stated, fake rich people are only concerned with drawing attention to themselves. Although this does not imply that the wealthy do not have their cliques. They are more likely to connect with people from whom they can learn 1 or 2 things. Number 4, the rich don't care if you've heard of them. Contrary to popular belief, rich people live just like ordinary people. Though far from being frugal, most rich people live modestly. An editor once told a story about meeting the superstar, The Weeknd, after meeting him coming out of a hotel elevator. The editor was intrigued by the meaning of the long chain he wore. The superstar calmly replied, "It means Weekend XO," and gently advised him to Google it. The editor, on the other hand, was still perplexed because he thought he mentioned it was the weekend when he was certain it was a Tuesday. This lends credence to the fact that many wealthy people are exhausted by the attention they receive whenever they go out, and they try to avoid it as much as possible. They don't want you to coo over them or ask for their autograph. They don't mind if you respect them and let them go quickly without the unnecessary stares. Number 5, they only want to talk about what they're learning. For the wealthy to remain productive, they are not always interested in small talk. They only want to talk about what they're currently learning, ideas that come to them at work, their experiences, and everything else. Most people believe that the wealthy only want to talk about the latest yacht they purchased or the company they recently merged with. No, they didn't talk about it much. Their discussions are mostly intellectual rather than practical, and they rarely discuss money. They already have a lot of it, so there's no need to be concerned. In conclusion, regardless of social status, you must keep in mind that the most essential determinant of being successful is the values, skills, and wisdom you have acquired in whatever you aspire to achieve in life. This has been Usable Wisdom. See you in the next one.